Are you feeling overwhelmed, stuck, or constantly worried about things that are outside of your control? Do you struggle to find meaning, purpose, and happiness in your life? If so, you're not alone. Many of us face these challenges on a daily basis. But what if I told you that the ancient wisdom of Stoicism holds the key to transforming your perspective and leading a more fulfilling life? Stoicism, a philosophical tradition that originated in ancient Greece and Rome, has stood the test of time and continues to inspire and guide people from all walks of life. In this in-depth video, we'll explore 13 powerful Stoic lessons that can help you navigate life's ups and downs, cultivate resilience, and find greater joy, meaning, and purpose in your life. 1. Focus on what you can control. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is the distinction between what is within our control and what is not. As the famous Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." We have control over our own thoughts, attitudes, and actions, but we cannot control external events, other people's opinions, or the inevitable challenges that life throws our way. Marcus Aurelius, another renowned Stoic and Roman emperor, echoed this sentiment in his personal journal, Meditations. "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By focusing on what is within our power and letting go of what isn't, we can reduce stress, increase our sense of agency, and live more purposefully. For example, if you're stuck in traffic and running late for an important meeting, instead of getting angry and frustrated at the situation, which you can't control, you can choose to use that time productively by listening to a podcast, practicing mindfulness, or mentally preparing for the meeting. By accepting what we cannot change and focusing on what we can cultivate a greater sense of inner peace and resilience in the face of life's challenges. This principle can be applied to many different areas of life, from our relationships and careers to our health and personal growth. For instance, if you're in a difficult relationship, you may not be able to change your partner's behavior, but you can choose how you respond to it. You can set boundaries, communicate your needs and feelings, and make decisions that align with your values and goals. Similarly, if you're facing a health challenge, you may not be able to control the outcome, but you can control your attitude, your self-care practices, and your willingness to seek help and support when you need it. The Stoics understood that true freedom and happiness come not from trying to control the uncontrollable, but from mastering our own minds and actions. As Epictetus put it, "It is not events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them." By cultivating a sense of inner control and agency, we can weather life's storms with greater ease and grace and create a life that is truly our own. 2. Cultivate self-discipline. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of self-discipline and mastery over one's desires and emotions. Epictetus advised, "No man is free who is not master of himself." By developing self-control and resisting the pull of instant gratification, we can make better decisions, build good habits, and achieve our goals with greater consistency and ease. For instance, if you're trying to improve your health and fitness, cultivating self-discipline might involve setting a regular exercise routine, choosing nutritious foods over junk food, and resisting the temptation to skip workouts when you don't feel like it. By practicing self-discipline in small ways each day, you can build the mental muscle needed to tackle bigger challenges and achieve your long-term goals. Self-discipline is not about being perfect or never indulging in life's pleasures. Rather, it's about developing the ability to make conscious, intentional choices that align with our values and goals, even when it's difficult or uncomfortable. It's about learning to delay gratification in service of a greater purpose and developing the mental and emotional resilience to stay the course even when things get tough. The Stoics understood that self-discipline is not a one-time event, but a lifelong practice that requires ongoing effort and commitment. As Seneca wrote, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." By making self-discipline a daily practice, we can cultivate greater self-awareness, self-control, and self-mastery, and create a life that is more purposeful, fulfilling, and joyful. 3. Practice gratitude. The Stoics believed in the power of gratitude as a way to cultivate contentment and appreciate the good in our lives. Seneca, another prominent Stoic philosopher, wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient, for he that is so wants nothing." By regularly reflecting on what we're thankful for, we can shift our focus away from what we lack and toward the abundance that surrounds us. This can be as simple as taking a few minutes each day to write down 3 things you're grateful for, whether it's a supportive friend, a cozy home, or a beautiful sunset. By making gratitude a daily practice, we can train our minds to look for the good in life and experience greater joy and contentment. Gratitude is not about denying or minimizing life's challenges and difficulties. Rather, it's about cultivating a sense of perspective and appreciation for the good things in our lives, even in the midst of hardship. It's about recognizing that even on our worst days, there are still things to be thankful for, whether it's a warm bed to sleep in, a loving family, or the simple beauty of a sunrise. Research has shown that practicing gratitude can have powerful benefits for our mental and physical health, from reducing stress and anxiety to improving our relationships and increasing our overall sense of well-being. By making gratitude a regular part of our lives, we can cultivate a greater sense of resilience, optimism, and joy, and find meaning and purpose even in the face of life's challenges. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." By starting each day with a sense of gratitude and appreciation, we can set the tone for a more positive, purposeful, and fulfilling life. 4. Embrace challenges as opportunities. Instead of seeing obstacles and setbacks as purely negative, the Stoics encouraged us to view them as opportunities for growth and learning. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." By reframing challenges as chances to develop resilience, creativity, and problem-solving skills, we can approach life with a more positive and proactive mindset. For example, if you lose your job, instead of getting discouraged and giving up, you can choose to see it as an opportunity to reassess your career path, learn new skills, and explore new possibilities. By embracing challenges as opportunities, we can cultivate a growth mindset and become better equipped to handle whatever life throws our way. This principle can be applied to many different areas of life, from our personal relationships to our professional pursuits. For instance, if you're facing a difficult conversation with a loved one, instead of avoiding it or dreading it, you can choose to see it as an opportunity to deepen your understanding, strengthen your communication skills, and build a stronger, more authentic connection. Similarly, if you're working on a challenging project at work, instead of getting overwhelmed or discouraged, you can choose to see it as an opportunity to stretch your abilities, learn new things, and make a meaningful contribution to your team and organization. The Stoics understood that challenges and obstacles are an inevitable part of life, but they also recognized that it is through these challenges that we grow, learn, and become our best selves. As Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." By embracing challenges as opportunities for growth and learning, we can cultivate a sense of resilience, adaptability, and inner strength that will serve us well throughout our lives. 5. Live in accordance with virtue. For the Stoics, the ultimate goal of life was to live in accordance with virtue, which they defined as wisdom, justice, courage, and self-control. Epictetus taught, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." By aligning our actions with these values and striving to be our best selves, we can find greater meaning, purpose, and fulfillment in our lives. In practice, living virtuously might involve being honest and truthful in our interactions with others, standing up for what we believe in, even when it's difficult, and treating others with kindness and respect, even when we disagree with them. It might involve making difficult choices that align with our values, even when it means sacrificing short-term pleasure or gain. It might involve cultivating a sense of integrity, authenticity, and moral courage in all that we do. The Stoics understood that living virtuously is not always easy, but they believed that it is the key to a life well lived. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." By making virtue the guiding principle of our lives, we can cultivate inner peace, build strong relationships, and make a positive impact on the world around us. Living virtuously does not mean being perfect or never making mistakes. Rather, it means striving to do our best, learning from our failures, and continuously working to align our actions with our highest values and principles. It means being true to ourselves and our deepest beliefs, even when it's hard or unpopular. The Stoics understood that living virtuously is a lifelong journey, not a destination. As Seneca wrote, "The wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not." By cultivating a sense of contentment, gratitude, and purpose in all that we do, we can find greater happiness and fulfillment, even in the midst of life's challenges and uncertainties. 6. Practice self-reflection. The Stoics believed in the importance of regular self-reflection as a way to gain self-awareness, identify areas for improvement, and stay true to our values. Seneca advised, "The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately." By setting aside time each day to examine our thoughts, feelings, and actions, we can cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves and make positive changes in our lives. This might involve keeping a daily journal, practicing meditation or mindfulness, or simply taking a few minutes each day to sit quietly and reflect on our experiences. By making self-reflection a regular practice, we can gain valuable insights into our own minds and hearts, and make more intentional choices about how we want to live our lives. Self-reflection is not about being self-critical or dwelling on our mistakes and shortcomings. Rather, it's about cultivating a sense of curiosity, openness, and self-compassion as we explore our inner world. It's about learning to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, and developing a greater sense of self-awareness and self-understanding. Through regular self-reflection, we can identify patterns in our thinking and behavior that may be holding us back or causing us stress and unhappiness. We can also identify our strengths, values, and goals, and develop a clearer sense of purpose and direction in our lives. As Epictetus wrote, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." By taking the time to reflect on who we are and who we want to become, we can make more intentional choices and take purposeful action toward creating the life we want to live. Self-reflection can also help us cultivate greater resilience and adaptability in the face of life's challenges. By developing a deeper understanding of our own thoughts, feelings, and reactions, we can learn to respond to difficult situations with greater wisdom, compassion, and skill. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By making self-reflection a regular practice, we can improve the quality of our thoughts and cultivate a more positive, purposeful, and fulfilling life. 7. Cultivate equanimity. Equanimity refers to the ability to maintain a balanced and composed state of mind in the face of both positive and negative experiences. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Therefore guard accordingly, and take care that you entertain no notions unsuitable to virtue and reasonable nature." By practicing acceptance and non-attachment, we can reduce our emotional reactivity and navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease and grace. This might involve learning to observe our thoughts and emotions without getting caught up in them, practicing deep breathing or relaxation techniques, or finding healthy ways to process and release difficult emotions. Equanimity does not mean being emotionless or indifferent to the world around us. Rather, it means cultivating a sense of inner peace and stability that allows us to engage with life more fully and authentically. It means learning to respond to challenges and setbacks with patience, perspective, and wisdom, rather than getting swept away by our reactions and emotions. The Stoics understood that life is full of both joys and sorrows, successes and failures, and that true happiness comes not from avoiding pain or seeking pleasure, but from cultivating a sense of inner balance and resilience. As Epictetus wrote, "It is not events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them." By practicing equanimity, we can learn to ride the waves of life with greater ease and grace, and find a sense of peace and purpose even in the midst of challenges and difficulties. We can learn to appreciate the good times without clinging to them, and to navigate the tough times without being overwhelmed by them. Cultivating equanimity is a lifelong practice that requires patience, persistence, and self-compassion. It involves learning to let go of our attachments and expectations and to accept the inherent uncertainty and impermanence of life. It involves developing a deeper sense of trust in ourselves and in the world around us, and learning to find meaning and purpose in the present moment, rather than constantly striving for some future goal or ideal. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. By cultivating equanimity, we can learn to engage with life more fully and skillfully, and to find joy, meaning, and purpose in the midst of life's inevitable challenges and uncertainties. 8. Embrace simplicity. The Stoics valued simplicity and advocated for a life free from excess and distractions. Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." By focusing on what truly matters and letting go of unnecessary possessions, activities, and relationships, we can create more space for what brings us joy and fulfillment. In practice, embracing simplicity might involve decluttering our homes, simplifying our schedules, or letting go of relationships that drain our energy or bring us down. It might involve learning to distinguish between our true needs and our mere wants, and making choices that align with our values and priorities. The Stoics understood that true happiness and fulfillment come not from external possessions or achievements, but from cultivating inner peace, wisdom, and virtue. As Epictetus wrote, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." By embracing simplicity, we can reduce the noise and clutter in our lives and create more space for what truly matters. We can learn to appreciate the simple pleasures of life, such as a beautiful sunset, a warm cup of tea, or a heartfelt conversation with a loved one. We can also develop a greater sense of contentment and gratitude for what we already have, rather than constantly striving for more. Embracing simplicity does not mean living a life of deprivation or asceticism. Rather, it means being intentional and mindful about how we use our time, energy, and resources, and making choices that align with our deepest values and priorities. It means learning to let go of the things that no longer serve us, and cultivating a sense of abundance and sufficiency in what we already have. As Seneca wrote, "The things you think you own you." By embracing simplicity and letting go of excess and distractions, we can cultivate a greater sense of freedom, flexibility, and inner peace, and create more space for what truly matters in our lives. 9. Practice empathy and compassion. While the Stoics emphasized individual responsibility and self-reliance, they also recognized the importance of empathy, compassion, and concern for the well-being of others. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize?" By cultivating empathy and compassion, we can build stronger relationships, communicate more effectively, and contribute to a more harmonious and supportive community. This might involve practicing active listening, putting ourselves in others' shoes, or offering support and encouragement to those who are struggling. Empathy and compassion are not about taking on others' problems or sacrificing our own well-being for the sake of others. Rather, they are about recognizing our shared humanity and the interconnectedness of all beings, and acting with kindness, understanding, and respect toward ourselves and others. The Stoics understood that we are all part of a larger whole, and that our actions and choices have ripple effects that extend far beyond ourselves. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "We are all fellow citizens of one city, the universe." By practicing empathy and compassion, we can cultivate a greater sense of connection, belonging, and purpose, and contribute to a more just and harmonious world. Practicing empathy and compassion can also have powerful benefits for our own well-being and happiness. Research has shown that acts of kindness and generosity can boost our mood, reduce stress and anxiety, and increase our overall sense of meaning and fulfillment in life. As Seneca wrote, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." By making empathy and compassion a regular practice. 10. Develop a growth mindset. The Stoics believed that we have the capacity to learn, grow, and improve throughout our lives. Epictetus taught, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." By embracing challenges, learning from our mistakes, and seeking out opportunities for personal development, we can cultivate a growth mindset and reach our full potential. In practice, developing a growth mindset might involve setting learning goals, seeking out feedback and constructive criticism, or taking on new challenges that push us outside our comfort zone. It might involve cultivating a sense of curiosity, openness and humility, and being willing to question our assumptions and beliefs. The Stoics understood that personal growth and development are ongoing processes that require effort, dedication, and perseverance. As Seneca wrote, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." By adopting a growth mindset, we can approach life with a sense of enthusiasm, resilience, and adaptability, and continue to learn and grow throughout our lives. Developing a growth mindset is not about achieving perfection or avoiding failure. Rather, it's about embracing challenges and setbacks as opportunities for learning and growth, and cultivating a sense of grit and determination in the face of obstacles and difficulties. Research has shown that individuals with a growth mindset tend to be more resilient, adaptable, and successful in both their personal and professional lives. They are more likely to take on challenging tasks, persist in the face of setbacks, and learn from their mistakes and failures. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." By cultivating a growth mindset, we can tap into our inner strength and potential and create a life of continuous learning, growth, and fulfillment. 11. Practice memento mori. Memento mori is a Latin phrase that means, "remember that you will die." The Stoics used this concept as a reminder to live fully in the present moment, prioritize what truly matters, and make the most of the time we have. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." By confronting our own mortality, we can gain a deeper appreciation for life and a greater sense of urgency to pursue our goals and dreams. This might involve setting clear priorities, taking action on the things that matter most to us, or letting go of petty grievances and grudges that hold us back. Practicing memento mori does not mean living in constant fear or morbidity. Rather, it means cultivating a sense of perspective and gratitude for the preciousness of life, and using that awareness to live more fully and authentically in the present moment. The Stoics understood that death is an inevitable part of life, and that accepting and preparing for our own mortality can help us live with greater intention, purpose, and joy. As Seneca wrote, "Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day." By practicing memento mori, we can learn to let go of our fears and attachments and embrace the inherent uncertainty and impermanence of life. We can learn to appreciate the beauty and wonder of each moment, and to make the most of the time we have with the people and things we love. As Epictetus wrote, "Remember that you must behave as at a banquet. Is anything brought round to you? Put out your hand and take a moderate share. Does it pass you by? Do not stop it. Is it not yet come? Do not yearn in desire toward it, but wait till it reaches you." By cultivating a sense of presence, gratitude, and detachment, we can live more fully and joyfully in the face of life's inherent transience and uncertainty. 12. Cultivate resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity and adapt to changing circumstances. The Stoics recognized that life is full of challenges and setbacks, but they believed that we have the inner strength and resources to overcome them. Epictetus wrote, "The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Skillful pilots gain their reputation from storms and tempests." By developing mental toughness, flexibility, and a positive outlook, we can become more resilient and better equipped to handle whatever life throws our way. This might involve practicing self-care, building a support network of friends and loved ones, or developing coping strategies for dealing with stress and adversity. Cultivating resilience is not about avoiding or denying life's challenges and difficulties. Rather, it's about developing the inner strength and resources to face them head-on, and to learn and grow from them in the process. The Stoics understood that true resilience comes not from external circumstances, but from our own inner attitudes and beliefs. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. By cultivating resilience, we can learn to adapt to change, bounce back from setbacks, and maintain a sense of purpose and optimism, even in the face of adversity. We can also develop greater self-awareness, self-compassion, and emotional intelligence, and build stronger, more supportive relationships with others. Research has shown that individuals with high levels of resilience tend to have better mental and physical health, greater life satisfaction, and more positive relationships with others. They are also more likely to take on challenging goals, persist in the face of obstacles, and achieve greater success in their personal and professional lives. As Seneca wrote, "The thing that matters most is not what you bear, but how you bear it." By cultivating resilience and inner strength, we can learn to bear life's challenges with grace, wisdom, and courage, and emerge stronger, wiser, and more compassionate as a result. 13. Embrace the present moment. Finally, the Stoics emphasized the importance of living in the present moment and not getting caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past. Seneca wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." By fully engaging with the here and now, we can experience greater joy, connection, and fulfillment in our lives. In practice, embracing the present moment might involve practicing mindfulness, savoring positive experiences, or letting go of distractions and worries that pull us away from the present. It might involve learning to appreciate the simple pleasures of life, such as a beautiful sunrise, a warm hug, or a delicious meal. The Stoics understood that the present moment is the only thing we truly have, and that worrying about the future or dwelling on the past can rob us of the joy and beauty of the here and now. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Remember that man lives only in the present, in this fleeting instant. All the rest of his life is either past and gone or not yet revealed." By embracing the present moment, we can learn to let go of our fears and anxieties about the future and our regrets and resentments about the past. We can learn to be fully present and engaged in our lives, and to find meaning and purpose in the simple, ordinary moments of each day. Embracing the present moment does not mean ignoring the future or the past altogether. Rather, it means learning to engage with them in a more balanced, intentional way, and not letting them dominate our thoughts and emotions to the exclusion of the present. As Epictetus wrote, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." By surrounding ourselves with positive, supportive people and experiences, and learning to be fully present and engaged in each moment, we can cultivate a greater sense of joy, connection, and fulfillment in our lives. In conclusion, these 13 Stoic lessons offer a powerful framework for personal growth, resilience, and well-being. By focusing on what we can control, cultivating self-discipline, practicing gratitude, embracing challenges, living virtuously, reflecting on ourselves, cultivating equanimity, embracing simplicity, practicing empathy, developing a growth mindset, remembering our mortality, building resilience, and staying present, we can transform our lives and find greater meaning, purpose, and happiness. While these lessons may not always be easy to implement, they have the power to profoundly shift our perspective and help us navigate life's challenges with greater ease and grace. The Stoics understood that true happiness and fulfillment come not from external circumstances, but from our own inner resources and attitudes. By cultivating these qualities and practices in our daily lives, we can tap into our own inner wisdom and strength, and create a life of purpose, meaning, and joy. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." By embracing these Stoic lessons and making them a part of our daily lives, we can transform our thinking, our experiences, and our world for the better. So why not start today? Choose one or two of these lessons that resonate with you and begin incorporating them into your life. With time, patience, and practice, you may just find that these ancient teachings hold the key to a more fulfilling, resilient, and joyful life. The Stoics understood that the path to a good life is not always easy, but that it is always worth pursuing. As Seneca wrote, "The bravest sight in the world is to see a great man struggling against adversity." by cultivating the qualities of wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline, and by learning to find meaning and purpose in the face of life's inevitable challenges and setbacks, we can become the kind of person we aspire to be. The kind of person who lives with integrity, compassion, and joy, and who leaves the world a little bit better than they found it. Ultimately, the Stoic path is a path of continuous learning, growth, and self-discovery. It is a path that requires effort, dedication, and perseverance, but that also offers profound rewards. The rewards of inner peace, wisdom, and a life well lived. By embracing these ancient teachings and making them our own, we can tap into the timeless wisdom of the Stoics and create a life of purpose, meaning, and deep fulfillment. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." May we all find the strength and wisdom to live our best lives, and to create a world of greater compassion, justice, and joy for all. I hope this exploration of 13 Stoic principles to conquer adversity and create an extraordinary life in the modern world is enlightening and actionable for your personal growth and goal-setting strategies. Share your thoughts or any insights you've gained in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going and learn from each other. Don't forget to like this video if it resonates with you. Your likes help us reach more people who, like you, are on a quest for personal growth and wisdom. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you don't miss out on our future explorations into philosophy, personal development, and much more. Remember, every day is an opportunity to craft a life that reflects your true self, guided by the timeless wisdom of those who walked before us. Thanks for watching, and as always, continue to strive for excellence in all that you do. See you in the next video.